Rich Inner Authority, written and published by Rich Audiobooks. The moment you wake up each morning, you make a subtle yet profound decision about your worth. This choice isn't made with words or conscious thought, but through the countless small actions that follow. How you carry yourself, the tasks you prioritize, what you allow others to demand of your time and energy. All of these reflect the internal price tag you've placed on yourself. While society has created elaborate systems of valuation through credentials, job titles, and social status, the truly successful understand a fundamental truth. These external metrics are merely reflections of a decision made within. Your inner authority is the invisible force that shapes every interaction, opportunity, and outcome in your life. When you enter negotiations believing you deserve less, your body language, tone, and word choice broadcast this belief long before numbers are discussed. Conversely, those who carry themselves with unshakable inner certainty attract circumstances that match their self-confidence. This isn't about arrogance or inflated ego. It's about accurate, self-adapted self-depression and the courage to stand firmly in that truth. Your internal sense of authority operates like a magnetic force, attracting or repelling opportunities at its level. The relationship between inner authority and external abundance follows a natural law, as reliable as gravity. When you cultivate unwavering inner certainty, you create a beacon that draws wealth, resources, and possibilities toward you. This book reveals how to develop that authority from within, transforming your relationship with power, worth, and wealth from the inside out. Lesson 1. You decide what you're worth. The moment you wake up each morning, you make a subtle yet profound decision about your worth. This choice isn't made with words or conscious thought, but through the countless small actions that follow. The way you prepare for your day, how you carry yourself, the tasks you choose to prioritize, and perhaps most tellingly, what you allow others to demand of your time and energy. All of these reflect the internal price tag you've placed on yourself. Society has created an intricate system of valuation attempting to define worth through credentials, job titles, or social status. Yet the truly successful have always understood a fundamental truth. These external metrics are merely reflections of a decision made within. Consider Sarah, a graphic designer who spent years accepting low-paying projects until she recognized that her inner dialogue about paying dues and building portfolio was actually masking a deeper belief about her insufficient worth. The day she decided to triple her rates wasn't the day she became more skilled. It was the day she chose to value herself differently. This internal valuation process operates like a powerful market force, invisibly shaping every interaction and opportunity in your life. When you enter a negotiation believing you deserve less, your body language, tone, and choice of words broadcast this belief long before you discuss numbers. The same principle applies in reverse. Those who carry themselves with an unshakable sense of worth tend to attract circumstances that match their self-image. The fascinating aspect of self-worth is its self-fulfilling nature. Your internal price tag becomes a magnetic force, attracting or repelling opportunities at its level. This isn't about arrogance or inflated ego. It's about accurate self-appraisal and the courage to stand firmly in that truth. Think of it as setting your personal stock price. Just as a company's stock value influences its ability to raise capital, attract talent, and command market presence, your internal worth determines the resources, relationships, and opportunities that flow toward you. Breaking free from inherited beliefs about your value requires conscious effort. These beliefs often run deep, programmed by early experiences, cultural messages, or past setbacks. Yet understanding that you hold the power to rewrite these internal valuations is the first step toward transformation. This isn't about positive thinking or affirmations. It's about making a clear-eyed assessment of your capabilities, potential, and unique contribution to the world, then having the courage to price accordingly. The process begins with audit and observation. Notice how you respond when someone praises your work. Do you deflect compliments, minimize achievements? These reactions aren't humility, they're pricing signals. Observe your instinctive response when quoting fees or asking for a raise. That hesitation, that urge to apologize or justify, these are remnants of old valuations that no longer serve you. Your worth isn't a fixed quantity waiting to be discovered. It's a dynamic choice you make and remake every day. This choice manifests in countless ways: the projects you accept, the boundaries you establish, the way you speak about your work, and the standards you uphold. Each decision either reinforces or challenges your current self-valuation. The most powerful among us understand this mechanism and consciously choose to price themselves at a level that demands growth, commands respect, and creates value for all involved. Worth, like any market value, responds to positioning. When you position yourself as a commodity, interchangeable, abundant, easily replaceable, the market treats you accordingly. But when you recognize and articulate your unique value proposition, the singular combination of skills, perspective, and capabilities that only you possess, you shift from price taker to price maker. This isn't about comparing yourself to others or engaging in competition. It's about deeply understanding and owning your distinctive contribution to the world. Lesson 2. The voice in your head is the CEO. Your mind is the headquarters of your life's enterprise, and the voice in your head is its chief executive. Every thought, decision, and internal dialogue shapes the direction of your personal and professional trajectory. This mental CEO operates 24/7, conducting meetings, making executive decisions, and setting the tone for every aspect of your existence. Most people allow their mental CEO to run on autopilot, letting random thoughts and unchecked assumptions drive their choices. They experience their internal voice as a constant stream of commentary, often critical and limiting, that undermines their potential and authority. This passive approach to mental leadership creates a company culture of doubt, hesitation, and missed opportunities. Successful people understand that the quality of their internal dialogue directly correlates with their external results. They actively cultivate a CEO mindset that speaks with clarity, purpose, and unwavering confidence. This doesn't mean suppressing doubts or concerns. Rather, it means processing them through the lens of executive decision-making. When challenges arise, their internal CEO asks, "What's the strategic response?" instead of spiraling into worry or self-doubt. The transformation begins with awareness. Notice how your internal CEO currently communicates. Does it speak with authority and vision, or does it default to criticism and limitation? Pay attention to the language patterns, tone, and underlying beliefs that color your mental conversations. This awareness creates the foundation for intentional change. Your mental boardroom needs clear protocols and standards. Establish guidelines for productive internal dialogue, just as any successful CEO would implement communication policies. When negative thoughts arise, treat them as department heads bringing problems to your attention. Acknowledge them, but maintain your executive perspective. Ask yourself, what solution can we implement? What resources can we deploy? How does this align with our core mission? Meditation and mindfulness serve as your executive training program. These practices help you step back from the constant chatter and observe your thoughts with detachment. This creates space between stimulus and response, allowing your CEO to make conscious choices rather than reactive decisions. Regular meditation strengthens your ability to direct your mental processes rather than being directed by them. Creating a mental mission statement provides your internal CEO with a clear mandate. This isn't just about goals or aspirations, it's about establishing the fundamental principles that guide your thinking. Your mental mission statement might include commitments like, "We operate from abundance, not scarcity," or "We focus on solutions, not problems." This becomes the touchstone for aligning your internal dialogue with your highest intentions. Language patterns matter immensely in the executive suite of your mind. Replace passive, uncertain phrases with decisive, action-oriented statements. Instead of, "I hope this works out," your CEO voice declares, "We're implementing this strategy and adjusting as needed." Rather than, "I'm not sure I can," it states, "We're developing the capabilities required for success." Your mental CEO must also master the art of strategic silence. Not every thought deserves airtime in your mental boardroom. Learn to recognize and dismiss unproductive mental chatter that doesn't serve your mission. This disciplined approach to internal communication prevents energy drain and maintains focus on what truly matters. Your internal CEO sets the tone for your entire operation. When your mental leadership is strong, clear, and positive, every aspect of your life responds accordingly. Your thoughts become more organized, your decisions more confident, and your actions more purposeful. This elevated internal authority naturally translates into external power and influence, creating a virtuous cycle of increasing success and impact. Lesson 3. Say no like the rich do. The wealthy have mastered an art that most people struggle with daily: the power of a well-placed no. This seemingly simple word carries immense weight in determining not just our financial trajectory, but our entire life path. The rich understand that every yes has an opportunity cost, and they guard their resources, time, energy, and focus with the same vigilance they apply to their monetary investments. Consider how the affluent approach their decisions. They don't say no because they're mean-spirited or unavailable. They say no because they understand the economics of scarcity. When you make yourself constantly available, you become a commodity. When you carefully choose your commitments, you become a luxury. This principle applies whether you're a consultant, entrepreneur, employee, or artist. Your no creates the space for more valuable yeses to emerge. The wealthy also recognize that saying no isn't just about declining specific requests, it's about maintaining standards. They understand that accepting projects, clients, or opportunities that don't align with their value proposition dilutes their brand and diminishes their market position. Each time you accept something below your standards, you communicate to the world and, more importantly, to yourself, that you're willing to compromise your worth. Learning to say no effectively requires understanding the hidden mathematics of opportunity. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't serve your highest goals, you're simultaneously saying no to potential opportunities that might have emerged in that space. The rich habitually ask themselves, if I say yes to this, what am I saying no to by default? This calculation becomes second nature, informing their decisions with strategic clarity rather than emotional impulse. The language of refusal among the wealthy is distinct. They don't apologize for their boundaries or offer lengthy explanations. Their no's are clear, professional, and often accompanied by an alternative suggestion or resource. This approach maintains relationships while preserving boundaries. Instead of saying, "I'm so sorry, I'm just sorry for my current objectives, but I'd be happy to recommend someone who specializes in this area." Wealth creators also understand the power of delayed gratification in their refusals. They're willing to say no to good opportunities now to leave room for great opportunities later. This requires trust in their own judgment and confidence that better options will appear. It's the same principle that allows them to hold investments through market fluctuations or wait for the right business partnership instead of jumping at the first offer. The skill of saying no extends beyond explicit refusals to include the ability to negotiate terms. The wealthy often say no to initial conditions while remaining open to restructured arrangements that better serve their interests. They view each no as the beginning of a conversation rather than its end. This approach transforms refusing into an art of possibility rather than a simple rejection. Creating your own wealth requires adopting this same disciplined approach to refusal. Start by auditing your current commitments. Which ones would you say no to if you were making the decision today? What opportunities might open up if you cleared that space? Practice delivering clear, professional refusals without guilt or excessive explanation. Each well-placed no is an investment in your future capacity to say yes to opportunities that truly matter. Your ability to say no becomes a form of wealth in itself, a repository of protected time, energy, and focus that you can invest in high-return activities. As you develop this skill, you'll notice a shift in how others perceive and respond to you. Your no's become more respected, your yeses more valued, and your overall authority more established. This is how the wealthy maintain their position and continue to grow their influence, by mastering the art of strategic refusal. Lesson 4. Own your yes. The power of agreement lies not in the word itself, but in the intention and commitment behind it. When you say yes with full awareness and conviction, you transform a simple affirmative response into a declaration of personal power. This chapter explores how to make your yes count and create value through selective commitment. Your yes is a precious commodity that, when properly invested, yields remarkable returns. Think of each agreement as a seed you plant in the garden of your future. Some seeds will grow into mighty opportunities, while others might drain your resources without bearing fruit. The key is learning to distinguish between them before making your commitment. Successful people understand that a powerful yes requires the courage to be selective. They recognize that each agreement is a contract with themselves first and others second. When you say yes to an opportunity, you're not just committing your time and energy, you're investing your personal brand, reputation, and future potential. This perspective shifts how you evaluate opportunities and transforms casual agreements into strategic decisions. The quality of your yes directly influences how others perceive and value your commitments. When you consistently deliver on your promises with excellence, you build a reputation as someone whose word carries weight. This reputation becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, attracting higher quality opportunities and partnerships. People learn that when you say yes, you mean it, and they treat your commitments with corresponding respect. Creating systems to support your commitments is essential for maintaining the integrity of your yes. This means developing clear criteria for what deserves your agreement and establishing processes to ensure you can follow through effectively. Consider creating a personal checklist. Does this align with my values? Do I have the resources to excel? Will this advance my long-term goals? These questions help filter opportunities and strengthen your commitment muscle. The art of owning your yes extends beyond simple task management. It's about energy management. For each commitment you make should energize rather than deplete you. When you say yes to something that truly resonates with your purpose, you'll find yourself naturally motivated to exceed expectations. This enthusiasm becomes contagious, inspiring others and creating a positive feedback loop of opportunity and success. The strategic agreement also involves timing. Sometimes the power of your yes lies in when you give it. Learning to pause before committing allows you to evaluate opportunities more thoroughly and negotiate better terms. This measured approach demonstrates confidence and self-respect, often leading to more favorable arrangements and stronger partnerships. Your yes becomes more valuable when it's backed by a track record of successful execution. This means treating each commitment as an opportunity to showcase your capabilities and strengthen your reputation. When you consistently deliver excellence, your yes becomes a sought-lever commodity, allowing you to be more selective and command greater value for your agreements. Owning your yes means taking full responsibility for your commitments. This includes being honest about your capabilities and limitations, communicating clearly about expectations, and being willing to renegotiate terms if circumstances change. This level of professional integrity sets you apart and builds long-term trust with partners and collaborators. The ultimate power of owning your yes lies in its ability to shape your future. Each carefully considered agreement becomes a stepping stone toward your goals, creating momentum and opening doors to new possibilities. By treating your yes as a valuable asset and investing it wisely, you build a foundation for sustainable success and meaningful achievement. Your commitments become a reflection of your inner authority, demonstrating to the world that you are the master of your choices and the architect of your destiny. Lesson 5. Inner boundaries create outer riches. Your internal boundaries are the invisible force field that shapes your external reality. Like a protective membrane around a precious cell, these boundaries determine what enters your life and what remains outside. The most successful people understand that their wealth, both material and spiritual, flows directly from their ability to maintain strong internal boundaries. Consider how a luxury brand maintains its value. It's not through constant accessibility or desperate attempts to please everyone. Rather, it's through careful limitation, selective availability, and unwavering standards. Your personal energy works the same way. When you allow unlimited access to your time, talents, and attention, you unconsciously signal to the world that these resources hold little value. The connection between inner boundaries and outer abundance isn't just philosophical, it's practical. When you protect your mental space from toxic influences, you create room for innovative thinking. When you guard your emotional energy from draining relationships, you preserve the vitality needed for ambitious pursuits. When you defend your time against endless demands, you carve out the space required for wealth-building activities. Your internal boundaries manifest in countless daily decisions. It's declining a project that doesn't align with your values, even when the money is tempting. It's maintaining your pricing standards when clients push for discounts. It's protecting your morning routine despite others' expectations of immediate availability. Each time you honor these inner limits, you send a powerful message to both yourself and the world about your inherent worth. The relationship between boundaries and wealth creation becomes clear when you observe those who struggle financially. Often, they're the ones saying yes to every request, working endless hours for minimal compensation or accepting treatment that undermines their value. Their lack of internal boundaries creates a pattern of external depletion. Breaking this cycle requires developing what might initially feel like an uncomfortable level of selectivity. Strong internal boundaries also attract high-quality opportunities. When you operate with clear standards and expectations, you naturally filter out situations and relationships that would diminish your resources. This selective process creates space for aligned opportunities to find you. Like a well-tended garden, your life becomes fertile ground for prosperity when you actively remove what doesn't serve your growth. The practice of maintaining internal boundaries requires regular reinforcement. Each time you face pressure to compromise your standards, remember that your inner authority is the foundation of your outer success. Your ability to stay firm in your convictions, even when it means short-term discomfort, directly influences your long-term prosperity. Your relationship with money itself often reflects your boundary strength. Those who struggle to maintain healthy financial boundaries, whether through overspending, undercharging, or excessive generosity, usually struggle with internal boundaries in other areas. By strengthening your inner limits, you naturally develop a more empowered relationship with wealth. The process of establishing stronger internal boundaries might initially feel selfish or uncomfortable, yet this discomfort is often a sign you're moving in the right direction. As you continue to honor your inner limits, you'll notice external circumstances beginning to shift. Opportunities that respect your worth become more frequent. Relationships that honor your boundaries naturally deepen. Resources that match your standards flow more easily into your life. Your internal boundaries are not walls, but filters, designed to let in what serves your highest good while keeping out what diminishes your power. As you strengthen these inner limits, you create the energetic container necessary for true abundance. Your outer world will inevitably reflect the clarity and conviction of your inner boundaries, making them one of your most valuable assets in creating lasting wealth. Lesson 6. Speak with conviction. The words that leave your lips carry more power than you might realize. Every syllable, pause, and tone variation create ripples in your reality, shaping how others perceive and respond to you. Speaking with conviction isn't about volume or aggression. It's about channeling your inner authority through clear, purposeful communication that commands respect and inspires action. True conviction begins in the milliseconds before you speak. It's the quiet certainty that resides in your solar plexus, the knowledge that your words have weight and meaning. This internal alignment manifests in your voice through subtle but powerful qualities: a measured pace, strategic pauses, and unwavering eye contact. These elements combine to create what linguists call vocal authority, the invisible force that makes others lean in and listen. The language of conviction strips away the hesitation and qualification that often plague our speech. Words like just, maybe, sort of, and kind of act as unconscious apologies for taking up space in the conversation. When you remove these verbal crutches, your message stands tall, unobstructed by the scaffolding of uncertainty. Notice how "I think we should consider this approach" transforms into "this approach will achieve our objective." The difference lies not in the core message, but in the certainty of its delivery. Your body speaks before your voice does. The physical stance of conviction involves claiming your space through grounded posture, deliberate gestures, and facial expressions that match your message. When your nonverbal communication aligns with your words, you create a powerful congruence that others interpret as authentic authority. This alignment isn't about performing confidence, it's about allowing your inner certainty to flow through every aspect of your presence. The art of speaking with conviction extends beyond the workplace into every interaction. Whether you're ordering coffee, sharing an idea with friends, or negotiating a major deal, your voice carries the signature of your self-authoritative. People unconsciously calibrate their responses to match the level of conviction you project. When you speak as though your words matter, others treat them accordingly. Conviction requires courage, the courage to stand behind your statements without the safety net of qualifiers. It means accepting that some might disagree with you and being comfortable with that possibility. This courage grows stronger with practice, each bold statement building upon the last until speaking with authority becomes your natural state. The most powerful speakers understand the strategic use of silence. Conviction isn't about filling every moment with sound. It's about knowing when to let your words land and resonate. A well-placed pause can amplify your message more effectively than additional words ever could. This mastery of timing demonstrates a comfort with your own authority that others find compelling. Your voice has the power to shape reality, but only when you fully own it. Each time you speak with conviction, you're not just communicating information, you're programming your environment to respond to your authority. This creates a positive feedback loop. As others respond to your confident communication, their reactions reinforce your sense of inner authority, making your next interaction even more powerful. The relationship between inner authority and outer expression is reciprocal. As you align your speech with your inner certainty, that certainty grows stronger. Each conversation becomes an opportunity to strengthen this connection, to practice the art of speaking your truth with unwavering conviction. Your words become tools for creating the reality you envision, rather than merely describing the world as it is. Lesson 7. Lead your life like a business. Every successful business operates with intention, strategy, and clear metrics for success. Yet when it comes to our personal lives, we often drift through decisions and seasons without the same level of strategic thinking. The most powerful shift in creating rich inner authority comes from adopting a CEO mindset toward your own life trajectory. Consider your life as a thriving enterprise, with you as both the chief executive and the primary shareholder. Just as a business carefully manages its resources, reputation, and growth opportunities, you must take an executive approach to your time, energy, and personal development. This means establishing clear objectives, measuring progress, and making decisions based on data rather than merely emotion or circumstance. One of the first steps in leading your life like a business is assembling your personal board of advisors. These aren't just friends or family members who support you, though they may include them. Your board should consist of mentors, coaches, and peers who bring specific expertise and perspectives to different areas of your life. They should be people who will challenge your thinking, question your assumptions, and hold you accountable to your stated goals. Your personal KPIs, key performance indicators, form the backbone of your life's strategic plan. While businesses track revenue, customer satisfaction, and market share, your metrics might include health markers, relationship quality scores, learning goals achieved, or progress toward financial independence. The key is selecting measurable indicators that align with your core values and long-term vision. Investment thinking becomes crucial in this framework. Every hour of your day, every relationship you maintain, and every commitment you make represents an investment of your limited resources. Successful businesses don't squander capital on low-return activities, and neither should you. This might mean saying no to time-consuming obligations that don't serve your goals, or strategically investing in personal development that will yield future returns. Regular review cycles keep your life's business on track. Just as companies conduct quarterly reviews, set aside time every 3 months to assess your progress, adjust your strategies, and plan for the next period. This isn't about being rigid or mechanical. It's about maintaining awareness and intentionality in your life's direction. During these reviews, examine what's working, what isn't, and where you need to pivot or double down on your efforts. Risk management plays a vital role in personal leadership. Businesses maintain emergency funds, insurance policies, and contingency plans. Your life requires the same strategic protection. This includes building multiple income streams, maintaining strong professional networks, and continuously developing new skills to remain competitive in your chosen arena. Perhaps most importantly, leading your life like a business requires you to step out of the day-to-day operator role and into the visionary leader position. This means regularly zooming out to see the bigger picture, anticipating future trends and opportunities, and making decisions that might feel uncomfortable in the short term, but serve your long-term vision. Your personal brand becomes your business's market position. How you present yourself, the quality of your work, and the consistency of your actions all contribute to your brand equity. Every interaction is an opportunity to reinforce or diminish this valuable asset. Successful businesses carefully guard their reputations, and you must do the same with your personal brand. Operating your life with business-level intention creates a powerful feedback loop of growth and opportunity. As you become known for your strategic approach and reliable execution, doors open naturally. Resources, partnerships, and possibilities gravitate toward those who demonstrate they can handle them with professional-grade capability. Lesson 8. From People Pleaser to Power Player. The transition from people pleaser to power player begins with a profound realization. Every time you say yes when you want to say no, you're trading your power for temporary approval. This unconscious exchange depletes not only your energy, but also your authority, creating a pattern that keeps you stuck in cycles of accommodation and resentment. Most people pleasers develop their patterns early in life, learning that keeping others happy was a reliable path to safety and acceptance. While this strategy might have served a purpose then, it becomes increasingly costly as we move through adult life. The need for constant validation creates a dependency that undermines our ability to lead, innovate, and create genuine wealth. The first step in breaking free from people-pleasing patterns is understanding that true influence comes not from being liked, but from being respected. Power players aren't universally adored. They're trusted for their consistency, valued for their boundaries, and sought after for their authentic perspective. They've learned that disapproval from others is not only survivable, but often indicates they're making necessary moves that align with their values and goals. Consider how much mental and emotional energy you expend trying to manage others' perceptions of you. This invisible labor, the constant anticipation of needs, the careful weighing of words, the automatic prioritization of others' comfort over your own, represents a massive drain on resources that could be directed toward wealth-building activities. Power players understand that their energy is finite and precious, choosing carefully where to invest it. A shift from accommodation to authority requires developing a new relationship with conflict. While people-pleasers see disagreement as a threat to be avoided, power players recognize it as a natural and necessary part of doing business. They understand that healthy tension often leads to better solutions and stronger relationships. This doesn't mean becoming argumentative or difficult. Rather, it means standing firmly in your truth while remaining open to productive dialogue. Your transformation will accelerate when you start viewing relationships through the lens of partnership rather than service. This means approaching interactions with a clear sense of mutual value exchange, rather than defaulting to a subordinate position. Power players don't shy away from naming their worth or expecting reciprocity. They understand that sustainable relationships, personal or professional, thrive on balanced give and take. The art of saying no becomes refined as you move into your power. Instead of elaborate explanations or apologies, you learn to decline with grace and precision. This skill alone can revolutionize your professional trajectory as it creates space for opportunities that truly align with your goals. Power players understand that each no to a misaligned opportunity is a yes to something more valuable. Your relationships will naturally evolve as you claim your authority. Some people, accustomed to your previous patterns of accommodation, may resist the change. This resistance is actually a positive sign. It means you're successfully disrupting old dynamics that no longer serve you. New connections will form with those who appreciate and respect your boundaries, creating a network that supports rather than depletes your energy. The final piece of this transformation is learning to trust your instincts without seeking external validation. Power players have developed a strong inner compass that guides their decisions. They consult others when needed but don't outsource their judgment. This self-trust becomes a magnetic force, attracting opportunities and relationships that match their level of personal authority. As you embrace your power player identity, you'll discover that true influence doesn't come from making everyone happy. It comes from being unwaveringly true to your values and vision. This authentic authority becomes the foundation for sustainable success, allowing you to create wealth and impact without sacrificing your integrity. Lesson 9. Influence your future. The most powerful realization about your future is that it's not a destination waiting to happen to you. It's a creation emerging from your present choices and convictions. Every person who has achieved meaningful success understands this fundamental truth. We don't simply arrive at our future. We actively shape it through our current decisions, beliefs, and actions. This creative power begins with recognizing that circumstances don't define your path. Your response to them does. When you encounter obstacles, your inner authority determines whether you see them as roadblocks or stepping stones. The most successful people maintain an unwavering belief in their ability to influence outcomes, regardless of external conditions. They understand that while they cannot control every event, they can control their interpretation and response to each situation. The art of influencing your future requires a shift from reactive to proactive living. Instead of waiting for opportunities to present themselves, you actively create conditions that attract them. This might mean reaching out to make connections before you need them, developing skills before they're required, or solving problems before they become urgent. By staying ahead of circumstances rather than chasing them, you position yourself as a creator rather than a responder. Visualization plays a crucial role in this creative process, but not in the passive way it's often portrayed. Effective visualization combines vivid mental imagery with emotional engagement and strategic planning. When you envision your desired future, immerse yourself in the details, not just what you'll achieve, but how you'll think, feel, and act in that reality. This mental rehearsal creates neural pathways that make your envisioned future feel more natural and achievable. The compound effect of consistent authority cannot be overstated. Each time you exercise your power to influence outcomes, you strengthen your ability to do so in the future. Like compound interest, small daily assertions of your authority build upon each other, creating exponential results over time. A single confident decision might seem insignificant in the moment, but the cumulative impact of consistently choosing to lead rather than follow shapes your entire life trajectory. Your relationship with uncertainty fundamentally impacts your ability to influence your future. Those who wait for perfect clarity before acting often find themselves perpetually stuck in analysis paralysis. Instead, embrace uncertainty as a canvas for creation rather than a barrier to action. Your inner authority gives you the confidence to move forward with incomplete information, knowing that action itself creates clarity. The practice of influencing your future requires regular assessment and adjustment. Rather than rigidly adhering to a single plan, maintain flexibility while staying true to your core vision. This balanced approach allows you to respond to changing circumstances while keeping your fundamental direction intact. Your inner authority helps you distinguish between necessary adaptations and distracting detours. Perhaps most importantly, influencing your future requires unwavering belief in your own agency. This isn't about controlling every outcome, but rather about maintaining confidence in your ability to shape events in your favor. When setbacks occur, this belief helps you view them as temporary feedback rather than permanent failures. Your inner authority reminds you that every circumstance, whether favorable or challenging, presents an opportunity for influence and growth. Transform your relationship with time by viewing the future not as an approaching inevitability, but as a space of infinite possibility awaiting your creative input. Each moment presents a choice point where your inner authority can assert itself, guiding you toward your desired outcomes. By consistently choosing to exercise your influence rather than accepting default outcomes, you become the primary architect of your destiny. Lesson 10. The authority within attracts riches. The relationship between internal authority and external abundance follows a natural law as reliable as gravity. When you cultivate unwavering inner certainty, you create a magnetic force that draws opportunities, resources, and possibilities toward you. This magnetism isn't mystical, it's the practical result of showing up in the world with unshakable conviction in your value and vision. Your inner authority serves as a beacon that signals to others how to treat you, value you, and invest in you. When you move through life with the quiet confidence of someone who knows their worth, you naturally attract people and opportunities that match your self-perception. This isn't about arrogance or demanding attention. It's about embodying the truth of who you are and what you bring to every situation. The wealthy have long understood this principle, though they may express it differently. They recognize that their internal sense of deservingness directly correlates with their ability to attract and maintain wealth. Those who struggle financially often harbor deep-seated doubts about their worthiness to receive abundance. The shift from scarcity to prosperity begins with rewiring these internal beliefs and strengthening your authority to claim what you desire. This magnetic effect of inner authority manifests in countless ways. You might notice people offering you opportunities without solicitation, resources appearing just when you need them, or influential people seeking your counsel and partnership. These aren't coincidences. They're the natural result of carrying yourself with the gravitas of someone who expects excellence and abundance as their normal state of being. Consider how a powerful CEO enters a room. Without saying a word, their presence communicates authority, competence, and command. This same principle applies to your relationship with wealth and success. When you develop rock-solid inner authority, you don't need to convince anyone of your value. It radiates from you naturally and attracts corresponding levels of respect, opportunity, and abundance. The practice of strengthening your inner authority requires daily attention. It means catching yourself when you slip into self-doubt and consciously choosing thoughts that align with your highest vision. It means speaking with conviction, making decisions with clarity, and standing firm in your boundaries. Each time you honor your inner authority, you reinforce the signal you send to the universe about what you're willing to receive. Your relationship with money itself transforms when you approach it from a place of authority rather than supplication. Instead of hoping for financial abundance, you claim it as your natural state. Rather than wondering if you deserve wealth, you recognize that prosperity is the logical outcome of the value you create. This shift in stance fundamentally alters how money flows into your life. The authority within becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. As you trust your inner guidance more deeply, you make better decisions, attract stronger opportunities, and navigate challenges with greater wisdom. This creates a positive feedback loop where success breeds success, and abundance becomes your default experience rather than an occasional visitor. Your inner authority is like a muscle. It strengthens with use and atrophies with neglect. Every day presents countless opportunities to exercise this power through your choices, words, and actions. Each time you honor your inner authority, you reinforce the energetic frequency that attracts abundance into your life. Your journey to wealth begins and ends with the authority you claim within yourself. As you strengthen this inner power source, you'll find that the outer world increasingly reflects your internal certainty. The riches you seek are already within your reach. They're simply waiting for you to step fully into your authority and claim them.